I discovered a new lingerie brand made with gorgeous fabrics and colorful silks and delicate lace. But I found the name to be a bit challenging to pronounce. So what is it? Intimacy? Intermissi? Inter-Mississippi? It's Intimissimi, the art of Italian lingerie.
Intimissimi, in partnerships with JLo. Go to intimissimi.com/JLo to learn more.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Stylin', wildin', living it up in the city. Got Chuck's on with Saint Laurent. Gotta kiss myself, I'm so pretty. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band about that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Stop. Wait a minute. Fill my cup, put some nigga in it. Take a sip, sign the check. Julio, get the stretch. Right to Harlem, Hollywood, Jackson, Mississippi. If we show up, we gon' show out. Smoother than a fresh drop. Skip it. I'm too hot. Call the police and the fireman. I'm too hot. Make a dragon wanna retire, man. I'm too hot. Bitch, say my name, you know who I am. I'm too hot. And my band about that money. Break it down. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Girls hit you, hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Before we leave, let me tell y'all a little something. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. I said uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Uptown, funk you up. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. If you freaked and own it. Don't brag about it, come show me. Come on, dance, jump on it. If you sexed and flown it. Well, it's Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe it, just watch. Come on. Don't believe me, just watch. 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 Hey, 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 oh! Say what?
just completely fell flat. It just fell flat. All right, let's try it one more time. Good morning, Roswell. Thank you. I have only had one cup of coffee. You're welcome. Right before I came in, and I may just scoot out too and make another, but just make sure I'm on point. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you guys. We've got a few guests. Shalina, you brought somebody today? Yeah. You know, I talked right in the middle. I do this. Kurt, holy, I did bite. I seriously do. It's a talent that I have. It's a really great talent. So it's in Iceland, actually. I should be thinking about it. Yes. Yeah, I'm doing small talk with Kurt to allow you to finish. So,
It's covering here.
We won't embarrass you, we've already done enough, but. And, it's all right, oh, we're all good, all right, everybody, how's everything doing? At open houses this past weekend, who did one? Nobody did, oh. Mr. Sock. All right, so I do want to say, did you guys see the Facebook photo? Did anybody see the Facebook photo with Mr. Socks?
With Mr. Congeniality.
Scott is, yeah, Scott, I mean, the pose is now Scott's pose and also Brian's. So we had, how many of you were at Roswell on the Rocks? Was that fun? Did you guys have a good time? Cynthia has left the room. When Cynthia comes back in, we have to say thank you so much because what an amazing Roswell on the Rocks that was. It was nice to be in a house because usually we'll do this, you know, we'll get together at a bar or a restaurant or something like that. And it was just nice to be in someone's house. And Cynthia's son is a little pool shark. And it was really great to just play pool and have some fun and have some good food that she made all of it herself. And I kept saying, stop it, stand up, talk to people, sit down. But she did such a great job. So anyway, that was really fun. And Brian was up on the countertop after I left. We see what happens. You folded.
Yeah.
Adult beverages.
Yes.
Give us Brian's idea to do it.
Thanks a lot of time. Tell us about your open house. How many people came through? What was it like? What'd you do? How many names did you get? Blah, blah, blah.
It was actually kind of,
Yeah. It was raining.
it was raining.
Sunday?
No, it was Saturday, so
Oh,
it was
beautiful.
dry. You probably had 10 groups come through.
That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad at all. It does. And your follow-up, how are you following up with them?
All done later on that afternoon. Thank you for coming. Assisting anything else.
Okay.
Contractors or anything like that.
Okay. Good job. Everybody give one clap for Brian. Good. Nice job. All right, gratitude. I have three kisses. 1, 2, 3. Ready? I need gratitude. One gratitude. I want to say grateful. Here's mine. I'll eat them all. I'm kidding. My gratitude is to this lady right here for Roswell on the Rocks. She cooked everything. Brandon. Oh, he is the pool shark. I feel bad that I beat him.
No, that's what I do. No, that's like, we don't let him win. You better work for it. I don't say.
It is good. It's really, really good. Tell him to keep that up. That was fun.
Well, it was interesting because it's a life lesson that we teach here. It's like keep practicing and you will keep doing it the wrong way. And we're like, that's not how you're gonna get better. And eventually, because he's like his mom, at first he's like, doesn't want to follow anybody's instructions. And eventually he got it. And then man, after that, I can't beat him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's really good.
Yeah, he is good. Yes. That's
It was a good room. It's me.
And as a mentor, right, I call her all the time. I'm like, hey, I've got a question. I'm going through a difficult transaction and she is always always available. And she gives me wise advice.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Yeah, he is one wise person and cuts through all the noise. Cuts through the noise, gets right to the crux of the problem. So everybody give a good hand for Pam Slaughter. Boom, boom. And while we're at it, let's give a big old hand for Susan Corley, another of our mentors. Boom. Right? What would we do without them? I think some of you might not do very well at all without them. So thank you so much. Kathy Ray is the other one. So we're really, really grateful. All right. One more. I gave away two. Anybody else have a gratitude they want to just do a shout out? We're good? Pam, do it. Karen. I do know you. I've known you for 13 years, so something like that. Go ahead.
Well,
Karen.
I'd just like to say, everybody in here should be so blessed to be in this office because during my convalescence here, I got cards, food, love, kisses. And I don't know what I would have done without it.
We love
It's
you.
fabulous. And I'm still on the meds and still have another surgery to go, but it won't be as bad. I don't think it's the first. But everybody here, it's just been wonderful and I appreciate it so much. I appreciated the love.
We love you and you're getting a lot back that you have done over the years for others.
No.
The cards that you've sent as being part of Roswell Cares and meals and so forth. Karen, you're just getting paid back for a lot of what you've already given. So
Well,
thank you for that.
It's great to be part of this great company that does things like that. Thank you.
Amen. Amen. Good. And we're glad you're feeling better.
Yeah.
All right. All right, good. Gratitude is awesome. And so we love that. Okay. Keith Joyner is not in the house, but he always sits right where Heather is. You are going to take this, you guys. Keith Joyner, one of our solo commercial agents, made it in the Southeast region as being number 7 for top individual agents rocking the region. That's no small feat. Everybody give. And Keith, if you're on Zoomer,
Sounds better.
maybe we should start up a company called Zoomer. Keith Joyner, if you're on Zoom, AKA Zoomer, congratulations, my friend. All right. Okay, Rhea. And will the whole McMichael and Gray team come on up here? All right, Maria, Randy, I always forget, okay, I always forget these two names.
I know you want to come on.
Yeah.
It's not a majority, so.
Oh, wow, okay. So, Anna, it does have a nice ring. So Anna was talking to you guys about escrow agreements.
Yay.
She said, one of us can do the fun talk, one of us can do the escrow agreements, so we can do the escrow agreements, so. Yeah.
You want me to start? Okay,
Yeah.
so I just want to, I like to call this like an attorney PSA anytime I get up in front of any agents. One of the things that we're having is more people I don't know whether they don't realize they need to move out of the house. Some of that's universal. Or there's some things you go through the walkthrough and you go, your buyer's decided that there is something they can't, they have to have done, or there's a problem, or there is legitimately a problem that they didn't notice before. And a lot of times we have people that ask us for escrow agreements at closing. And so I just want to, it's a controversial topic, and I know that I don't want to, every firm handles them differently. Everything is a case-by-case basis. But if you find that you are negotiating and saying, you know what, let's get to closing, but like hold back And I'm gonna say a significant amount of money is what's coming up, $10,000, $20,000, $40,000. That's a lot of money to hold in escrow. And just because we're lawyers, it doesn't mean that we make everything beautiful and clean, because when you have an escrow agreement at closing, what does that escrow agreement have to do? It has to do a lot of times, like we were talking about special stipulations. It has to say this person is going to do this thing by this date. And if that doesn't happen, then this is where the money goes. And if nothing happens, this is where the money goes. And when we have stuff like that, that can get really complicated, right? Because what do we know after closing, when a buyer moves in, they start to develop different feelings about their post-closing experience. And that $10,000 suddenly is devoted to everything they don't like about the house. And if we have to have mutual agreement of the parties to disperse the money, or however the agreement's set up, it can get really thorny. And you want your closing experience to be positive for your clients. So before you decide that you're going to do something like that, some law firms will absolutely not do it. I'm not a big fan of it because I can tell you, I've had so many closings. I'll give you an experience. I had a cash closing where we got to the table and there was some radon mitigation that needed to get done. And the agent wanted to hold back $5,000. And I was like, I don't really like this. I don't know, that can get thorny. And the party's like, no, we absolutely $5,000. We're going to get this invoice to you. We're going to be able to prove that it's done. Okay. Come to find out, when they went in there to do the cleanup, it was $20,000, right? So buyer already owns a house. We only have $5,000 allocated. That's $15,000 of who gets what. So you really want to be careful. Sometimes there's a reason to maybe delay a closing, depending on the circumstance and the potential risk. But if you're thinking about doing that, sometimes people just go, oh, let's get to the closing table. We'll just hold this money back. That money can be really dangerous to the experience. And so it's going to be written up. I don't know if anybody in town charges a fee, but like I said, it's not something you want to just mention at the table. Like we got to the house, we don't close it. I had somebody last Friday that said, well, the buyer's not going to move out. We want to do this. We want to hold this money back. But there was all these other repair issues. You might just want to go, hey, let's maybe extend it. There's lots of options to do this, but we often find is that agents don't go, oh, it's not going to be that much of a problem. I'm here to tell you it can be a very big problem in post-closing. So if you have that issue, take a beat. There is negotiation possibility. I'm not disagreeing with that, but there's a lot of things that can come up. We're always happy. And I would say that to any attorney in town, call us and talk through it before maybe you offer it as an option, because sometimes we can talk about the cost and you might get that on your end, but I just want you all to be really careful with them because they can be dangerous.
Yeah, I think the importance of all this is, we're not talking about the experience with us, we're talking about the experience that y'all give your clients. When we do that, because think about this, if they're buying the house with feeling, once they get in the house, like Anna said, they go through with a fine tooth comb, right? And so if there's money sitting there, it doesn't cover their feelings issues. It speaks to y'all's experience.
Their feelings
right?
get real expensive, y'all.
Real big.
And they remember you because you're keeping them in your database, you're communicating with them. Your touch with them is even going to go beyond our touch with them. So it is really important. We want y'all to have the most wonderful experience all the way through. So we see you back in a few years when they sell it again.
100%.
You also want to check with your lender so that the lender.
Agreed, absolutely.
can
Another good point.
communicate back with the attorney. It's up to the lender as well.
Right, in the finance transaction, they're a party to the transaction too. So it is really, like I said, there's a lot of things that you go, oh, I didn't realize that. I thought it'd be okay. Like, because you're so busy thinking about the whole scope of it, but please engage all the people, that are your experts, that you can make sure that it's a great experience. See, that was one of that. Yeah.
Everybody know Rhea.
Yeah.
That Rhea's awesome. Did y'all see a little snack bar yet?
Donuts on St.
Yeah.
Patrick's.
Good.
Love it.
And then, so we have a special guest. So you're opening a Savannah office to help serve Keller Williams in Savannah. And Stephanie Reed's here with us. I said, hey, listen, the Keller Williams culture is awesome. I want her to come and experience y'all and just kind of take it in. So she's new to the firm. This is her second day.
Second day.
Second day of the firm.
It's awesome. You'll have a great time.
Does everybody know Maria Riggs? She's the one who always gives away everything. She's our director of client relations, Martin. You live a giveaway today? Okay. Oh, you want to talk about Brett Tanner or do you want me to talk about Brett Tanner? You want Ron to talk about Brett?
You sold it so well last time.
Brett Tanner is like the bomb. He is so good. Totally dating myself today. I've already done the whole Elizabeth thing, now the bomb, diggity bomb. Okay, so, no, I was just 27. Anyway, Brett Tanner he really is the bomb. He is so intelligent around wealth. The 15 minutes, this is a 5-hour seminar that if you go to Austin, you will spend about $800 on the ticket alone. Here, McMichael and Gray is hosting Brett Tanner to come for $149 for a 5-hour time mastermind with Brett Tanner. Within 15 minutes, I learned how I could take more depreciation, how I can host an event in my home and that it's a total write-off in a different way than what you think. And there was one more tip that was about renting out. It was incredible. 15 minutes, and I learned more than what my CPA could tell me in the last 5 years. That's how powerful Brett Tanner is. And if you get a chance to go, thank you for hosting him, because what an opportunity. We don't have to go there. They're bringing him to us.
Yes. And if that's not enough, lunch is included. Yeah, we're gonna feed you.
Just sold it to them.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
That's.
So,
So you're ticket to the Brett Tanner event.
you have everybody's comments. Oh, well,
So
Maria,
it's Thursday, April 13th. Yes,
11 to 4.
Yes.
I don't see your thing.
At the Atlanta.
Wealth is
They're
really
on the
important
great
topic.
He literally shares all of his spreadsheets, everything. He has a notebook book, so anything that he teaches, you'll have access to the material after the seminar. It's
Yeah.
wonderful.
And it's
So-
beyond tax consequences. It's also just how to invest, how to think of your money, how to have a plan, right? I mean, I hate to say this, if I don't have a plan for something, it's not happening. And to have somebody come in and pour into your life and say, here's a plan, you have to
Yes.
tweak it, but that's a pretty powerful piece, I think. And so we said, okay, it's, $800,000 for the ticket, go to Austin, travel, room, board, whatever, stay in. We do it for $149 here in Atlanta. Does that bring value to our people? We think so.
Yeah.
You guys want Robin to draw?
Yeah.
Too late.
All right, I'm gonna do a bad job. Is it? Tweet. Tweet. I love that name. Well, you're our winner.
Yeah.
Afternoon and shoot you the ticket. Then you're awesome. So let me ask, okay, Tweet. Do you want to get the ticket?
I'll find it. It's not like GAR.
I'm just doing it. I don't want to try.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And can I do a gratitude? I know you had that up earlier, but I don't think Gianna's in the room, but she did send over a contract and Ria's been helping her with that. So we appreciate it. We're definitely getting more contracts from y'all. We appreciate the opportunity that you guys are giving us. So thank you so much.
I'll also pile onto that. She's been to at least 2 or 3 of our new construction classes.
Yes, she has.
And which leads into, I think, our April 25th here, we're doing course 2 here. So if you guys are interested in learning about new construction, the new construction contract, kind of like the top 5 to 10 things that you kind of see that it's a normal or a reoccurring theme in new construction, we'd love to have you. It's 3 hours. We also feed you. You get CE credit. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. I don't know. Thank you. All right, so Tammy Mills, come on up, Darth. Try to give Tammy some love. My conference partner, my dance partner, my friend, I'm so glad you're back. Tammy Bales, you guys, from Shelter Mortgage.
Thank you guys so much. Hello, everybody. So we've got a couple things for you guys. Again, Shelter 6. So we had a great closing last week, right? With the crisis in the banking situation and of course the softer stance in regards to the feds. We saw the rate improvements. So that's great news. We're hoping to keep that. And then I also wanted to remind you guys that we've got mortgage A to Z on the calendar for April. So if you're new to the industry or if you just want to refresh, please come through. It's here, April 12th, 1:30 to 3. And then there's one more little slide that I wanted to share with you guys. If you've got it, if not, I can chat about it. Raven, not a big deal.
only two that are in there.
That's okay. That's okay. So there was one that I had in regards to mortgage mids. So with the current situation, a lot of folks, especially if they're fresh out of college, they've got a lot of student loan debt, right? And they're under the impression that they're not going to be able to qualify for a mortgage. Well, FHA guidelines, as well as conventional guidelines, do state that if they get an income-based repayment plan letter, we can use that in the debt to income ratios. So for example, I had a young lady, she was fresh out of law school and she had $200,000 in debt, but her rent was going up, as we know, right? So she approached me and I said, let's talk about it. Let's do your full consultation. Advised her to get her income-based repayment plan. She qualified for a 0 payment. As opposed to our calculation, that would have been $1,000 we would have included in the debt to income ratio.
Wow.
So it's crazy to think from $1,000 to 0, she was able to get her condo. She was able to afford an HOA due. And we were able to get her in a home utilizing conventional financing, which is 3% down payment. So it's so important that if you're chatting with folks, have them have a consultation with us. Let's talk through what that looks like for them. Also, if they've got a car payment that has less than 10 months, that's a pretty hefty payment. Sometimes we don't have to include that in the debt to income ratio. So there's so many myths out there. Advise them, listen, why don't you just have a free, my favorite letter, free. Come through, we'll have a chat with them and we'll look at all of it for them and put them on a plan so that they can own property. All right.
Awesome.
But thank you guys. Happy to be back.
Send that to Raven. I'm sorry we missed that. So we'll include it.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. All right, good deal. I like that house. Dude, you guys like that house? That's a cute house. All right, do we have Kelly or Michael on Zoom? I don't think so. So Kelly with 210 Home Warranty and Michael with Georgia Natural Gas. They are two of our other alliance partners. Tools to help you do more business. All of these are linked. So Key Please, can somebody tell me what Key Please is?
Showing agent.
That's right.
Leverage.
So Tristan, if you wanted to be able to go and make some money on this side, what would you do? You'd download the Key Please app. And you would accept when Pam is busy on the beach, which she's often busy at the beach. And she needs you to show one of her listings because somebody just emailed her. She's going to go on a Key Please and say, need a showing for 1234 Shallowford Road. And she's going to give the details and you've got Key Please right there. Boom. You can go and show that house. Does that mean that you get Pam's client? No, but it does mean you get some experience and some cash in your pocket. That's kind of nice. Keller offers get a cash offer on almost any home before you list it. Keller Concierge up to about $85,000 that is payable at closing now. Nice, right? Keller covered about insurance. Ernest, how many of you like to go and pick a, you like Ernest? Isn't that great? Bank shot, same thing, never drive commission check. KWRoswelltraining.com. How many of you know that if you go to KWRoswelltraining.com and click on agent information, there are tons of recorded videos? How many knew that? How many did not know it? You know it now. So when you go to there's always a window at the top that says today's class, and you click in that. If you click over on the tab next to it that says agent information, fill out that information, put your email information in, and you will get access to all of previous team meetings, classes, etc. Blah, blah, blah. Yes? Okay, I'm going fast, ScottLeroyMarketing.com for command on-demand classes and help with commandporch.com for repair estimates. Okay, here we go. Live webinars coming up to you. If you want to know how to do your websites, how to do listing and landing pages, how to do your mobile app. Command has a Command mobile app is awesome. So you guys go ahead and go here, ScottLeroy.com. Your password, when you go to ScottLeroy.com, you click login. Your password is your market center number. Your market center number. That's your login. So there are tons of training on demand as well as live tech training. Upcoming events, wealth building today with Tom and Joanne. How many of you want to build wealth? How many want to build generational wealth? So nobody else, just 3, 4, 5 of us, right? Just 4 or 5 of us. Y'all need some coffee. Can we get some coffee in here? Wealth building with Tom and Joanne. I gotta say, these guys, I don't even know how many rental properties they now have. But they got this whole thing about wealth building years and years ago, and they have been building their wealth and they teach others how to do that. Really great. Couple of other classes. So a one club on Thursday, turn your database into a data bank. We love that. And vision workshop with our very own Ann Scoggins. All right. Stay tuned after the team meeting for that wealth building right here.
Robin,
Yes, sir.
wasn't Joanne a elementary school teacher?
She was.
Was it kindergarten or first grade or?
Something like that.
So from a kindergarten teacher to an MREA team, literally, how many years have they been bringing in $1 million in GCI? Few years.
Since 2015, 2014.
They've been bringing in $1 million in GCI and now they're investing. So this is tried and true from people that are not some professional investors or whatever. There are people in our industry that learned all the way through.
Yeah.
That it's really great to hear their story. I've heard them a couple of times go through it. It's really inspiring and doable.
I love that. How much do you think they paid him for that? That's great.
Somebody should have recorded that.
I know. It is being recorded. Hopefully they heard you. That was awesome. That's exactly right. That was
That's why it's important, you know, like Fred Tanner, we don't know much about Fred Tanner. We've heard him talk. He teaches about wealth. He teaches about building a $50 million portfolio and how doable it is for the average person.
Yeah.
These are average people. These are just, she's a school teacher,
Was.
you know, was a school teacher and now they've made it. They've learned how to do it and they're an open book. They
Yeah.
share everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's good. That's good. How many are now inspired to go or to stay, right? Good job, Dave. Good job. I'm really dating myself now. Really dating myself. I've been married for 41 years, but I'm only 27. Happy birthday to everybody. One clap, all of everybody say. Happy Nice, nice, nice. And today is Kim Wynn's birthday, and tomorrow is Marinelli's birthday. Yeah, also 27. 21. Glass of wine. Nice. Okay. All right. How's the market doing, you guys?
Fascinating.
It's fascinating. You guys are learning, where did our thousands go? Our thousands went away, right? We got 928 pendings like that, but we're seeing pretty consistent numbers across the board, aren't we? Yeah. So what about this? What are we seeing? I haven't seen it that low in a while. 8,000 listings right now. All right, I've got to give away something. I've given this away before. It is full of wisdom. Would you like to see how much wisdom it's full of? This is going to be your wisdom that you put in here. It's a great little journal. So what is the average? What is the average expired and withdrawns happening right now? What is the average percentage of expireds and withdrawns in the month of February? In the month of February, love the haircut, Valerie. Powerful, powerful look. 52, no. 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 Lower, lower, lower. Withdrawals and expireds, not price changes, not price degrees, withdrawals and expireds. 20 What percent? Percent.
27.
Oh. That's every day. 27. That's so does that mean that there's 27% of the listings are up for grabs? Yes, it does. Who's calling FSBOs and expires and withdrawals? Barbara. Anybody else? Heather. Expireds and withdrawals, 27%. Is that a great opportunity for these two women? It is. How come you're not doing it? If you're not doing it, it may be because you're like, it's kind of not my. Comfortable. Yeah. I was not comfortable doing that. It was a little weird. Am I the only one? Well, and Martine. Martine and I are the only honest agents in the place, right? Yes. Weird. It feels a little weird. We're gonna talk a little bit about that. What I want you to do is, I'm gonna take, literally, we're gonna take less than a minute. We're gonna take less than a minute. I want you to turn to your partner left and right. And here's what I want you to do. We're gonna role play this because here's what happens. We are uncomfortable because we don't practice. Did Michael Jordan just get on the court and just start playing? No. No, did Michael, and we discovered last week that Michael Jordan's coach said, yeah, this isn't for you, Bob. That's really kind of what he said, but his mama said, then different. So, so amateurs practice in the game, professionals practice on the practice field. Yes? All right, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to role play this. I want you to turn to your neighbor and you decide who's gonna be the agent and who was gonna be the client. We're doing this in less than time. Got it? Gonna do it one more time. 1, 2, 3. Shh. Great. How did that feel? How many of you really did it? Nice, nice. Okay, good. How did it feel saying it? Easy, right? And why do we say the market is fascinating?
To grab always. Pull them in.
grabs them, pulls them in, because we never use the word fascinating, right? So what makes it so fascinating? Using words that spark conversation is where it's all about. It's not about just putting something up on Facebook or Instagram. It's about getting engagement, having the conversation, because if we're not having conversations with potential buyers and sellers, what are we doing? Asking how the weather is? Is the weather gonna pay us? Are we in a for-profit business or a not-for-profit business? Because if we were in a nonprofit, then we really wouldn't worry about it, but because we are in a for-profit that puts food on our table, we need to know what this stuff is, right? Yes, yes? Okay, good. All right, how sellers found their agents. This was absolutely amazing to me. This is from the 2022 profile of home buyers and sellers. You guys, this was so interesting. Every time this comes out, every year NAR does this. And we go through and we look at what buyers are thinking when they find their agent, what sellers are thinking when they're looking for their agents. And this is really, really important, how sellers found their agents. Guys, can we just look at this percentage right here? Used agent previously to buy or sell real estate. Only 27% of your past clients called you. Only 27% of those who are engaging in real estate activities actually used their previous agent. Does that shock you? It's discouraging, quite honestly. Go for it, Cynthia.
So like what I'm also seeing here is that if we're doing what we're supposed to be doing with our clients and staying in touch, our SOI and the people that we already have in our database, if we've done business with them. I mean, we're like what at 63 there, just there 63.
Yeah,
I mean, that's the way to get a market share, but we don't do it as often.
that's right.
It's an easy way to do it, but we do it.
So it is an easy way to do it. Here is what's also interesting. We're at 36% in 2022. In 2006, it was 44%. What did not exist in 2006? Zillow. That's right. Even Realtor.com wasn't that much of a thing, right? And yet, used agent previously to buy or sell a home, there was only a 3% difference. People are people. We still make the same sort of decisions, right? So 36% plus 27%, great perspective, Cynthia. 63% is all about staying in touch. So one of the big push right now is that yes, you could call FSBO, you can call expired, you could go in and call withdrawals and etc. Those are cold calls. Who wants to do cold calls? Not that fun, right? But who wants to make a phone call to somebody that they know? Hey, Michelle, how are you today? How's it going? Doesn't that feel so much better? As I'm Michelle, and I'm just talking to Sal. Maybe rather call somebody that you know. Check on it. How are you doing? How's the family? How's the job? What are you doing for spring break, if anything? These are fun phone calls, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to talk a little about client events. Because how many of you have done client events? Raise your hand if you've done client events. Great. How many of you have been at the Fall Festival and did the Fall Festival? Raise your hand, keep your hand raised if you've done Fall Festival. Okay, you've done client events. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, thank God. Do you see why I've married this man? Do you see this? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I appreciate that very much. I appreciate you so much. And my beautiful mug made by my youngest son. This is his hobby that he likes to do. He's got a great little Etsy shop too. Okay, client events. Wesleyan Bazilia, I know that she was running late, so hopefully she'll be here. Is she on Zoom?
No, she's on her way. She'll be there in a second.
That's good, babe. Thank you. Client events, Dee, come on up here. Let's give Dee Matheson a big. Stand, whatever you want to do.
Okay.
All right.
Whatever.
So Dee came over from another KW office a couple of months ago, and we love having her here. Tell everybody who brought you into the business.
You guys might know him, Bill Linkwald.
Yeah. So
He is an awesome sponsor. I love him. He pours into me. I can't be more blessed to have him put up with me, because as an agent, I'm like there. So he understands that and he pours into me, and I'm very, very blessed. I'm
Yeah.
very thankful. So that's my gratitude.
we like our Bill.
Definitely,
We
yes.
like our Bill.
Because of Bill, I have 2 donkeys.
Yay, 2 donkeys. Wow. We need to hear that story sometime. I think we need to hear that story. All right, so Dee just did, and can we all just listen to this accent all day long? We love your accent, Irish Dee. So Dee and I, almost did a deal. It was
Yes.
a deal that was the infamous deal that didn't make it because there was no room for the big honking TV they wanted. So wah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Dee does an event because in case you haven't noticed, she's Irish. We just had St. Patty's Day. And so Dee did an event, and this was her invitation. And tell us, you sent this out via email, via text. How did you send this out?
Every possible way we could, text, email, social media, messenger, the whole shebang, we did it. Thankfully, my admin is my daughter, so I can scream at her a lot and get away with it. She can't speak again, but she, yes, she would agree. I said you can. So, yeah, so she did this. As you can see, I have a lot of sponsors. Sponsors are just as important to me at my events as my clients. Because I'm competing with all you guys, the sponsors only have so much money that they can spend. So what makes me somebody that they want to invest in? So, and because I charge them $300 each. So they do want to be in with me, and it's because of the amount of coverage I give them. That's the only thing I've got against you guys, like when I'm competing against you guys, is the coverage that I give my sponsors. So they're as important to me. So I do a video, and the video, it's little captions of what they do on the video, and it's sent out, and then they can use that with their own sphere, and it goes on. So they get reaches and touches far beyond my event. So I want to make it valuable to them. And hence I
And
get.
sponsors help do that. So let's just kind of go here. Let's play this real quick. This is something that she put together as a reel or somebody.
This the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. This the kind of beat to go rat-ta-ta, rat-ta-ta, ta-ta-ta-ta. DJ Spillis, we be the realest team on the billis. Watch out, I kill it, watch out, I spit it on the mic, fill it. Y'all can't do what I do, just admit it. I'm about to get it, money, get it.
Nice, well done, well done. Here's where I want to, there we go. So this event, walk us through this, Dee.
So we decided last year, I had it at my own place. I have 6 acres in Kenton, and everybody talk about donkeys. Everybody wants to meet the donkeys. Everybody wants to meet Ombre and Applejack. So we had it at the farm so everybody could meet them. I found out everybody was in the pasture rather than going around anybody. They were all just in with donkeys. So we decided this year, because we got stuck in the mud in the pasture with cars and things, that we would have at Reformation Brewery, which was awesome. Yeah, they're great down there in Kenton. And total agent invest, or total, not my investment was about
Only
3,500. Yeah, it's like in total, and that was more on food. So because I cook everything myself. Lender covered all beverages. My daughter said she heard him say, let me know when it reaches $960. And she said that was probably halfway during the day. But it's drink the Irish Mint. Stuck it to you, guys. So, and we had 5 sponsors, and total attendance was 140 plus because we didn't have people sign in, so we don't know past that. And it was freezing cold. It was the coldest day of the year outside, so thanks Ireland. I have 2 back-to-backs added to my pipeline because of the event and touching people, not because of the event. We didn't talk about anything at the event real estate related. We just had fun. So it's the conversations coming up to it and after it, still talking to them about it now. 3 listings added, and the total volume of them is 2.5. I should get about 75,000, and unlimited, relationships. Actually, there's a funny story about that because one of my PIPs, my ravers, is just become a vice principal of Mountain Elementary. And she was a teacher at the time, and I bought a train, one of these train tracks off her from Marketplace, and she turned up on my event, and she was like, do you remember me? And I was like, yeah. So she said, you bought the train for me, and I said, I couldn't knock homes. Now I've got another raver, so that was worth the whole thing. So but yeah, so that was a fun story, and I was like, son, there, you know, this lady from Adam, I didn't know she was coming, she didn't RSVP, nothing. So so I've got another raver.
This is where I really want people to see this right here, the fact that there were sponsors, right? We're gonna talk with Westland about this too, because we think that client events are so much money. It doesn't have to be. When you can get your sponsors to help, we've got Kathy and Tammy, I can't tell you how many times they've sponsored events, right? We have Rhea, we have Kern, we have different we've got different people, sponsors. We have vendor, the back of your calendar has about 30 or 40 vendors on there that when you continue to send them money, they want to support your business and you're supporting their business. How many home inspectors do you use almost exclusively? Think about that. I want you to think about if you send at least 20 inspections, just 20 inspections, right? On an average of $400, $450, let's call it $500 for an inspection, right? And you just did 10, just you provided $10,000 to that person. Is that worth getting a sponsor, having him sponsor your event? I think so. 10 grand you gave him? I think so. So it's the sponsors that really that helps their business as well. Because this is just what she knows right now. She doesn't know how much more is going to be coming in. We won't know yet, right? We won't know at all. Let's take a look at Westland's. Westland just did an annual Easter egg hunt. How many years have you been doing it?
This is our 2nd year, so we're gonna keep doing it as long as we can, and my friends or their kids don't age out.
Yep.
That part stinks. I'm like, my son, he's 3rd grade, and I'm like, how much longer is he gonna be interested in this? But he can help me hide yet, because my poor husband did it. 1,500.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. All right, talk to us about this. This was at Dunwoody Nature Center. You did yours at the Canton Reformation Brewery. It looks like you gave away a big green egg.
Yeah, so that was awesome. We didn't actually know we were gonna get to do that until about 2 weeks out.
Nice.
So I think next year, if we do, we'll know well in advance and we'll be able to drum up even more interest, but we did raise close to $1,000. We gave away a large green big egg package that was valued at like $1,600. And
let's not glaze over this because you did a raffle for a charity event. And this was important that you tied a charity to your event.
Yes.
What was important about it?
Well, so Big Green Egg, the way they go about making donations is surrounded by charities. So as soon as I met with Mark Scott, who I worked with on this, I have charities that we give to on a regular basis, but
he actually had someone very local that I thought would, you know, be more impactful for this. Because obviously my sphere is within Dunwoody and Chamblee and Brookhaven and that stuff. So everybody that was coming lives in those areas, and I feel like it means more when you have that touch and that local thing. So anyway, Big Green Egg came out and he told me about iCare Atlanta, and we met with Anthony, and Anthony, you know, he's incredible. He has an amazing story. And basically just said, hey, whatever we raised to get ticket sales from for this Big Green Egg is going straight to iCare Atlanta. And he, you know, had his flyers up and was able to like tell people about what they do and how they're impacting lives and families there in our local community. So I think that was pretty powerful. And it elevated the level of excitement for the grownups. Of course, the kids are gonna come no matter what. They're gonna be excited about finding eggs, but for the grownups, it was like next level, because who doesn't want a large green big egg? You know, like that's just amazing. So it was
Perfect
great.
for an egg hunt as well.
Right, we did that on purpose.
Yeah.
So I have a reel. I finally set one up. I don't know if I can
You may
send
be
it to
able to
you.
Apple Play to that TV over there, or send it on over to Raven, and she can do that too while you're doing that. So you had catered food. You did photos with the Easter Bunny, and let's talk about how you planned it, and when did you actually begin? So Westland, when did you actually begin the planning of your Easter egg hunt? And Dee, when did you start doing your St. Patty's Day?
Dee seems like she's a little bit more on it than I am. I kind of fly by the seat of my pants, but we did have the have to have the venue or it's just not gonna happen. So back in like the fall, I booked the nature center because they do fill up fast, especially this time of year. So I think maybe September, October of last year, I put in our deposit for that. And then for the caterer as well, because I wanted to make sure she didn't have anything going on that weekend. And the caterer is boss. She's amazing. And everybody was like, are you having the same person you had last year for food? So as soon as you have somebody like that, hold on to them, rebook them again, because you're gonna just drum up more interest and people are gonna be talking about it. And then she got more clients from it too, you know, just having other events like baby showers and stuff like that. So you're helping them in their business. They are very appreciative of that. And so she's awesome. It's Renzo's Fire. Her name's Teresa Acosta. She did it last year and she did it again this year. Raven, if you want to pull up my Instagram, babe, I literally just posted it today, so you could just hit play on the first one, just to give people an idea of what it all looks like, the setup and everything. But yeah, I mean, it definitely takes a lot of planning. I'm not gonna lie, I was pretty stressed out. My event is outside, and so by the grace of God and only God, did it work out? Because 30 minutes before, I mean, it was a torrential downpour. And I knew that the storms were coming. Like I knew all week long, it said mostly sunny, 72. And I was like, yes. Then the next day, like the day before, it was like 90% chance thunderstorms. And I was like, oh. And this happened last year too, y'all. It happened last year too. I'm not kidding. It was raining up until about 30 minutes before the event. And I told everybody, rain or shine, bring your umbrellas. Everything's been paid for. Bring your raincoats. They're going to get eggs regardless. And, you know, it sure enough just stopped. The clouds opened up for us. Go ahead, baby. Press play.
No, actually, I love your accent.
Thank you.
Believe it or not, listen to her, it's just so quality. I like it.
What's interesting is I saw Facebook live where you were saying, get here, come on, I promise you. Electronic ears going this way.
The bunny ears. Yeah,
The
no.
bunny ears. So cute.
I just put it out there. I had gone to this grocery store to get ice for the event. We're probably 3 hours away from
Yeah.
the start. And
Yeah.
I was like, y'all, God's good. He's faithful. It's gonna happen. Bring your people. Bring your people. It's gonna happen. And
Yeah.
sure enough,
Yeah.
just like last year.
Yeah.
And it was just a testament to that. But yeah, the sponsors were huge. Kern helped me this year, which was awesome. And then I have another lender partner that helped me last year. He came back out. He's local to Dunwoody. He went to Dunwoody High School. He knows a lot of the people there. So it's just appropriate. And he had a lot of my past clients were there. Current clients were there. future clients were there, and then friends, of course. So this goes out to pretty much my whole database. It's not just invite only, it's pretty much everybody in my database, because I know half of them aren't gonna come.
That's right.
Especially if, you know, baseball, soccer, but you know, all of that also got canceled, so more people are coming. So there's always like silver lining there, but we probably had 170 people there.
That's great.
And we did 1,500 eggs, and I think all in, like, it was probably a $4,500 event, which sounds crazy, but if you divvy that up between your sponsors, it's not that bad. It's really not. And you get a couple deals out of that. It's well paid for. I mean, it's
Totally.
worth it. It's honestly like one of my favorite things is to bring everybody together. You know, I love seeing everybody together, and it's so funny because like they're all connected. They're all connected one way or another. It's such a small world. Like I'm reminded of that daily. Like no joke. Some of my friends who are current clients went to Auburn with me, just flew in from California, and they're renting for the time being. Had been in LA for 12 years. And they end up seeing my other friends that live down the street from me who went to high
Wow.
school with.
Wow.
And I was like, what? Like, what?
It's crazy.
Yeah, so anyway,
How many years have you been in the business?
April will be 2 for me.
Okay, how many years have you been in the business, Dee? Okay. 2 years, 6 years. These aren't 30-year veterans, right? These are people who are, how many of you been in the business at least 2 years? 2 years. Okay, and that is worth emulating. $4,500. Her average commission, your average sale is what, 500 probably? Yeah, higher, 600-700.
Probably, yeah, 750.
Probably 750. All right, so let's say it's 700 just for easy math. That's $21,000, 3%. $21,000. She paid $4,500 and the sponsors paid for it. Do you see? It's all in the planning, the touches, because it wasn't about who showed up, right, Garrett? It wasn't. Yes, the belly to belly conversations and the donkey to belly conversations, right? It really is. However, the touches ahead of time, afterwards, the postings on the pages, the social media, sending out text. Oh my gosh, that was so fun. By the way, here's a picture of you with Easter Bunny. That was hilarious, by the way. And you're just having conversations. That's why events, it's not about the event.
No, I'm already planning Christmas event. I may be doing pictures with the dog. That's all I'm saying.
Get it solved. Why the donkeys? What's up with the
Well,
donkeys?
thank save the horses, because they put me in this bloody position. So I wanted an animal sanctuary to start off. We got 6 acres in Canton and we had a stall, and I contacted Cheryl and said, I'm a donkey that doesn't need a lot of work. I'll give it to you. And then ever since I'm the crazy donkey lady in Canton now. I called the barrier, I call everybody and says, crazy donkey lady. So yeah, they know my address and my name and.
They're like dogs.
They
come running.
yeah. Okay, so I was driving down Arnold Mill and I had just moved here. We had been here for maybe 2 years or so. I'm driving down Arnold Mill. Now I'm from Vegas. Scott was there 31 years. I was there for 24 years. I don't think there are donkeys in Vegas. I'm pretty sure that there are maybe less than 50 donkeys in Vegas. So I'm driving down the road and I see this sign and it said, donkey for sale. Vegas, city girl, 24 hours, donkey for sale. I cracked up thinking, if I took a picture and sent this to all of our friends in Vegas, they would say, where are you? What is happening to you? It was hilarious to me. It was absolutely hilarious.
Great therapy, my boys.
Yeah.
But yeah, they are amazing.
Raven, were you able to get that up, babe?
Yes.
I was like, I hope it's working. Yeah, the sound.
did you say while it was playing? We couldn't hear you.
Oh,
but
that one of the kids that won the $20 was in one of the eggs so we separate them by ages, so the little ones don't get mauled over by the big kids. So ages 4 and down have their own section, and then 5 and up just have at it, man. Just the whole meadow, so yeah, they were. Is that the
I'm
donkey?
trying to get this one back. I need all your prayers. I want this one back. I fostered him last year was a big year for me. I had a major surgery in my lumbar. And I went in for 2-hour surgery and ended up in surgery for 6.5 hours because things didn't show on scans. So I got him when I was recovering. And Save the Horses says, "Are you sure you can take him? He's coming from a kill pen." I says, I'll make it happen. So I was actually in recovery. I was only in about a month's recovery at that stage. So I took Mr. Nichols, and he was starving. He was from Kilpen in Virginia, and I love him. I love him dearly. And he went to a place in Alpharetta, which I thought would be a great home for him. And I went to visit him, and he was starving. So I've been banned from that house. So I got a little bit passionate about my donkey. So I've been banned. I'm told never to go. I'm just waiting on Cheryl to tell me I've offered $2,000 for this donkey. I will buy this donkey back at $2,000. Or more to Save the Horses if she just gets him and she has grounds to get him and bring him back to me. So I need all your prayers. Please pray that Nichols comes home because I want to help Nichols. So yeah.
Nichols needs to come home. That's awesome. All right, let's jump back into here, and cause I want to give you guys some things to walk away from. So a couple of things. First of all, this is meant to inspire you that it is not as difficult as you think it might be, right? I want to inspire you on that. The other thing is I want you to know that you have so many resources, that everything that I'm about to show you, this one actually comes from the playbook that you all have access to. Remember the QR code that I said, download the playbook? This is in this seminars playbook. Seminars are very similar to client events. So there are 7 steps there that you can follow, but I got something a little bit better. So this one is from the KW Luxury, and this is a client housewarming party. All parties can be the same. So just because this says housewarming party doesn't mean anything. But I remember Scott and I were at Remax years and years and years ago, and Shaq and Jen Lewis told me one day that they did housewarming parties. This was in 2007. And I thought, oh my gosh, what a brilliant idea, because the agents would put on a housewarming party for the clients that they just put into the home. How brilliant is that? So you represented the buyer, and you do a housewarming party after about 3 months after they moved in, because you know they got to get furniture and everything else. And now you're inviting they provided their list of friends that they want you to invite. Now you have their friends' names and their phone numbers and their email addresses, because you're inviting them to the housewarming party that your clients are giving and you are going to host with your vendors, so you don't have to pay all of the money. You tracking with me? So here is this is going to be on your deck slide this afternoon. Here is so decide what your budget is, what you're providing, and what your role is going to be. This is a quick one. However, these for the next 7 slides, this is from a playbook within Keller Williams. This is your first thing that you're going to do. Now, this was for a virtual event that they rolled out. Keller Williams in 2020 and 2021 rolled out a virtual events planning guide. Take out the virtual. All of this is something you can do right now. So first of all, your step 1, you're going to design an event to reflect your value, right? For Dee, she was St. Patty's, she's Irish. This made sense for her, yes? Yeah. For Westland, the egg hunt with her clientele that are mostly families, the egg hunt made sense, right? If it doesn't make sense, if you're not an investor and you know nothing about investments, should you put on an investment seminar? Not really, because you want to do something you're passionate about. if you want to be an investor, you can invite an investor to do an investor seminar with you and you can learn there as well, but are you the expert in the room? No, not really, right? So design events to reflect your value. You're going to design the event to reflect what you enjoy doing. What is your value? What do you enjoy doing? Then you're going to, once you review the options of what you want to do, you can do an educational event, you can do a client appreciation event, you can do a networking event. You decide what the event is going to be. Step 2, go ahead, Dee.
So there's a free event most of you guys can do, and it's to get onto your HOA board and be the hostess, the client hostess. Yeah, like, and it's free because the HOA pays for it, and you can do events all throughout the year for free and be your own
HOA
neighborhood
ambassador.
expert. Yeah, you're there looking to your whole neighborhood. It's free. So, and if you're a client, if you're a crafty person, a lot of these big HOAs have to pay for craftspeople to come in and give classes. You could offer to do it for free. And you get people to come with you. So it's
You
all
can be the
free.
welcoming committee.
You can be welcoming committee. I'm the welcoming committee and the hostess at my HOA. And there wasn't one previously, but I made one, so.
Yeah, great idea. Great idea. Yeah. Right, so design events to reflect your value. That's what these ladies have done. There's a playbook in Keller Williams University. Click, Raven is gonna add all of these to the KW Roswell training page this afternoon. This will be all on the KW Roswell training page. You can grab it and go. So then your next one is now you're gonna plan it. What is your budget? Review the platform. That's if you were doing a virtual event. That one, you're just gonna take out the hosting platform and you're gonna choose the actual venue, like Chattahoochee Reserve, right? National, that's what you did. You chose that. You chose the Reformation. And then you're going to go ahead and put that out. Now, who are you going to invite? You invited how many? Dee?
My whole database, it says invite only, but they're all invited. So
So how many
technically
is
it's
that?
invite only, right? So. Gosh, my database, is probably all in all, 2,000 people were invited.
Okay,
Yeah.
and
So
how
I
many
pushed
showed up?
2,000. About
140 plus.
140 plus, I would say, I don't want to say 170, so I'd say between 140 and 170.
So less than 10% of your database showed, but your entire database got an invitation and got a touch from you about the event.
Yeah, I was glad it was the coldest day of the year because we had outgrown the event with the RSVPs.
Yeah.
So I was really happy. That saved my bacon.
Good, good. How about you, Wesley? How many did you invite?
I only have like 350 people in my database, so whether they opened the e-bite, I don't know, but they got it in my newsletter. If they opened my newsletter, it was there. And then I texted them all, like, save the date, save the date. I mean, this was back in January, like,
Yeah.
save the date. And then they all got the flyer, you know, that said, remember, this is what we're doing. And by the way, we added Big Green Egg. And I live on social media, so like all my database sees my stuff on social media anyway. So I put it out there like every week. Hey, did you sign up? Here's the link. You don't want to miss it, blah, blah, blah. So like they heard it over and over and over again, whether they wanted to or not. We probably had about 165, 170.
Yeah, yeah. So that was almost half of your database then, for a little over.
Well, and then I will say a lot of my database couldn't make it, so it was also friend of those people, which
That's great.
is new people coming, which is great too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, that's really great. So you're gonna decide who you'll invite. And then now you're going to actually build it all out. You're gonna build, and so you're gonna do your event planning. How many events do you want to hold per year? And then you're going to reach out to your sponsors, who's gonna sponsor those events. And it's good for you to reach out to your sponsors sooner than later because they all have budgets. They all have budgets. And they all have to abide, so the lender has to make sure they're staying within RESPA laws, right? RESPA rules. So that budget is that budget's really important as well. And then you're going to gather the materials for your event. If it's gonna be a seminar, you're gonna be putting your educational stuff. You're gonna be, did you actually boil or the eggs, were they plastic? Were they all plastic
Oh
eggs?
goodness, yeah.
Oh, God. I was thinking I would not get your house that day.
No, they're pre-stuffed and I buy them that way.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting around stuffing that many.
Yeah, I got you. All right. And then you're gonna, so you're building your plan, then you're gonna promote your event. Right? And then you're going to go through your promotion. This is you're gonna choose multiple channels to promote your event. You're gonna send the personal invitations at least 3 weeks prior. She sent them in January to save the date. When did you start with yours, Dee?
We started pretty early around November, October, November, because Paddy's Day with the Irish community, Paddy's Day is a huge event. Like, so to get, like, I got the Roundabouts to play with me this year, which I'm so humbled, and Judith McLaughlin, which is a famous Irish cookbook author, was there signing books at my event, so that was awesome. The donkeys got her. I owe her donkey time this week because of that, believe it or not, seriously, that's what got her. So to get those people at my event, I am now booking next Paddy's Day. Like, so I booked the band for next Paddy's Day and things, because you can't get the entertainment around Paddy's Day. And
Yeah,
it's very tight.
That's exactly right.
I was gonna ask, do your sponsors also get involved in inviting their?
They're more than welcome to. They're more than
So
welcome
they're
to.
getting
Yeah.
additional
Yeah.
traffic now.
Yeah.
I like that idea. That's a great idea.
I did get an aha from one of the classes. I did go to classes either by Zoom or whatever, but one of the classes I went to, they said to always have your list of events in your newsletter. So that if everybody's raving about an event that actually happened, that was really a great event and everybody's raving about it, now they're noting your next event. They want to be at the next event. So by listing your events out in your newsletter and constantly adding to them, it gives people a chance to see them events coming up and plan for them. It was a good aha. I've incorporated that. Yeah.
Good. Then you're gonna execute your event. This is your checklist. And then you're gonna refine, you're gonna track, follow up and refine it for the next time. What did you do? What did you do well? What would you do differently? You may have to find a different venue next time, right?
Or not do the cooking, but I can't do that. 'Cause I'm like, what's the authentic Irish thing? I could slap myself upside the head for that one. So now I do all the cooking, so I'm cooking for a week coming up.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah. So reevaluating, one thing that you said, Wesleyan, I really liked is that you knew, separate the kids out.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a big deal. Yeah, you don't, I guess just having kids myself, I could just totally see my son being like. And there was the best of them now, they're fully, but yeah, it's important because they wouldn't get any eggs otherwise. right?
And
They have
parents would be upset.
their own section completely separate from the meadow with the
Yeah.
kids, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So
It's little things,
great
it's
idea.
those
Little
details like
details.
that that make or break the event, right? Because if somebody got hurt, then that event will be remembered. Oh, remember? And when that kid got hurt.
That's probably
Yeah.
another thing we probably need to add in insurance
Mhm.
going forward, because we just have so many people, and like I said, it
Yes.
poured rain. And there was some slippery areas, you know, kid could have busted their head open. I'm thankful they didn't, but
That's a
probably
good
need to
point.
add that in the future as well,
Yeah.
like if you do a big event, because they're not gonna sue the nature center, they're gonna sue me.
Yeah.
So make sure, you take care of your people.
I'm surprised the nature event, I'm surprised they didn't require it from you. Interesting.
Yeah, I know, they have you sign a thing, but it didn't say anything about insurance, you're held liable, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, just, it is what it is, so cover your bases there, but we'll probably have a band next year too. The reason I didn't go for it this year was because, I mean, live music, you can't beat it. I mean, I have
It was
music
awesome.
playing on these big speakers, but nothing like that, but it's just, it's the rain, man. Every year, it's like, is it gonna rain, and then where are they gonna set up, you know?
It's
There's only
March.
so much indoor space.
It rains every day in March.
I invest in all these little things because I want to do events. I'm a giver, so I don't like calling people and asking. I always like to give. So this allows me to call people and give and stay top of mind. So I own a candy machine. I bought that. I bought all the games for the yard. I bought snow cone machine. All of them are in my basement, and I make my basement into a Chuck E. Cheese for my grandson, so he enjoys them when we're not in it. He was actually going around going, "That's mine." But I like to add to it because to me, I don't like renting them out because it's another thing I have to, well, having to
keep it overnight.
coordinate with the renters, when it needs to be back, and when I need to, and I have to go get it, and then, so I just keep adding each year to my stuff. This year was cotton candy machine. My daughter was telling my clients, she's been waiting for this all year.
All right, step 5, you got a couple of, and here's your, here's sort of your, follow-up for emotional proximity. If you're not following up, forget it.
Yeah, don't do
You
it.
must
Yeah.
follow up, right? And then you're gonna refine the process for future events. This is where you can, it's 25 pages of a playbook, you guys. 25 pages, click there. If you haven't done it yet, do it now. Take your phones out and download it. I promise you it's gonna download right into your Google Drive. It's part of your Office bill. You have your own G Suite. And so playbooks are right there. Because this is what matters, you guys. Let me go back. This is what matters. Right there, it matters. This is why client events, it matters, right? Staying top of mind, it matters, because used agents to previously buy or sell home 27%. No. We want to be up in that 63% that not only are your past clients coming to you, but they're referring you out. Right? I want that. So that's why this matters. That's why we thought it would be really fun to have you guys up, because I mean, I was following almost play by play with you guys. I'm like, this is awesome. Did you guys, what questions do you have for these ladies? What questions? Go for it, Pam.
Did you do any print, any like print invitations, or was everything online and email?
I did print free beer tickets, but told everybody as they were getting their 2 tickets that to come to me for an extra one if they wanted.
But that was when they arrived there. Like save the date and print or anything like that, everything was online.
No, because
Yeah, for
everybody
both?
gets it. Yeah, everybody gets it.
For both, everything's online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Newsletter,
Email it, text, yeah.
social media.
Yeah, Mark, these were good. What other questions do you have?
Get involved with your HOAs, guys, if you don't, yes.
It's not a question, but just a suggestion, and I'm bringing it up as the, part of the AOC with our social committee. If you guys are planning on doing an event and you're too afraid to do what these ladies are doing, start with the client appreciation event involved. We have it already scheduled October 8th. And even if not all your clients come, or you don't think the benefit, it's still a tough. So you don't have to do everything of the planning. You come and help for the event, but seriously, guys, it's a fraction of what you will pay. We get the sponsors to help us with this, and this event will actually be something that your clients will continue to talk about. I remember the first year, I know I repeat myself, I didn't have anyone really, clients or anything. I had 72 people show up. So just do it. It's not that expensive, and you can start to touch us now, even if they don't come.
And this is like less than $500.
Yeah.
And that was 4,500 and
Yeah, I would say all in all, probably roughly the same, $5,000. And I only spent
It's mostly,
300.
it's
Yeah.
mostly for us, the caterer, she does it all, though, it's worth it, man. I
Yeah.
don't have time.
Well, I did, literally, my
I'm
husband
surprised
does
you
not
did that.
see me for a whole month. I'm always in the kitchen cooking, and he's coming in because it's all authentic old school Irish cooking that you can't get here. That's why it's.
Yeah,
so
no, I
good.
think it's amazing.
So he's in trying, can I have some of that? And he's getting slapped across the head. So,
go feed the donkeys.
don't be-
Yeah. So shameless plug for Fall Festival, October 8th, mark your date. Go for it, Susan.
Shameless plug.
Yes,
So
April
on
29th.
29th, we have a great get your toes in to see how it is to hold an event. We're doing a shredding event for your clients, free for your clients. We'll be here in the parking lot. You can invite 2 people, you can invite 20 people, we don't care.
Okay.
The more the merrier. We'll have the ice cream truck here, so they'll have sweet treats. It's a great touch. Send it out to everyone in your database. Your cost will be, depending on how many people we have, it'll be under $50. I mean, it's a really inexpensive event to do it.
Where can we get that information?
We'll have that, Alexia and I are putting together a flyer that you guys will be able to personalize and send it out to your people. So we should hopefully have that today or tomorrow.
Yeah, April 29th. Fiona.
got, a listing last year.
Could you come up here and you and Dee just talk all day?
Right,
Yes.
Where are you from in England?
from, in between.
I used to go to England every summer to Manchester, Stratford, Manchester, and to Old Trafford because my cousin played the ladies' team there.
So I
So,
lived in Dublin, and I lived in Rome.
girl, you gotta give me a call. We gotta get together.
So- Why I was judging Susan said about the wedding thing. Go outside your box or outside of your, I'm gonna say it's your laziness. And go, and if you've got an older couple. If you've got an older couple or people who perhaps can't come to the shredding event. Go and collect the stuff from them. I got a listing last year from an elderly couple who just couldn't lift all the stuff. And they had a boatload of shredding stuff. And so just make the effort, but to these two ladies' point, you have to keep on
Yeah.
advertising. And then just to say something, not to disagree with them, I have older clients, much older clients, so I have to do papers. And I have to do the calling the home run. Because they're not on social. You're 85, you're not on any of this. So you have to do it a different way. So know your people and know your sphere. And just don't.
And my coach is gonna be calling, Matthew's also gonna be calling me at 12:30, but to share from her, you don't have a big sphere, but a lot of people say that I don't have a big database. It's not good enough to build. She told me to get 20 people, make a VIP page for them. My business VIP, they're called Irish D's VIPs. It's a very exclusive page. She said if one out of each of them 20 were to give you 2 people, you've got 40 sales for the year.
There you go.
40 sales is done. So I thought that was a huge aha.
Great.
And to have them feeling really important to you, it's your VIP page and you give to them. They're the only people that are people that are going to be invited to the pigs with the donkeys, by the way, the VIPs,
Nice.
it's the VIP.
All right, you guys, 201 Club, this is why it's so important. Get 201 people in your database, right? Here are 2 other opportunities. What's today? We got one opportunity left. Bring your laptop. Okay, inspiration for your week. The life in front of you is far more important than the life behind you. You guys, let's give these ladies a break. I know Dee has a coaching call, but stick around. These ladies will stick around for just a second or two to answer any questions you guys might have. And stick around for Joanne and Tom's investment class starting at 1. See you guys soon. Thanks so much.
Okay, yeah. Oh, all right. Oh, thank you.